looking at the top of the table, just want to pay a bit of homage to Arsenal. Again, we've done that a lot this season. Now, Arsenal winning away at Craven Cottage against Fulham 3-0 on its own is an impressive result. And we just keep seeing Arsenal pass test after test after test. They look the real deal. And we can't really say much more about them. But the difference this time I'm seeing is Leandro Trossard. He's beginning to grow into this team so well. As somebody who was considered to be like an extra option for the team that was already doing quite well, was kind of a number 2 option when they couldn't get Mykhailo Mudryk, who went to Chelsea. Actually, he's having a better season. He looks short-term at least like a better option. Premier League proven. He's added that dimension to them that, off the bench especially, that they've been missing really, hasn't he? He's been really impressive.
Absolutely. He's got the creativity on the left-hand side that Saka has on the right-hand side. So now you've got more to worry about with Arsenal, and that's amazing. I think because that injury to Gabriel Jesus left their forward line looking short, and of course Nketiah has been out injured as well. So they've had to play both Martinelli and Trossard, which I don't think we expected to see very often, and it's worked fantastically well. Trossard's delivery is just outstanding, and it's funny because at Brighton he almost played as like a false 9 at the start of the season, and he kind of had to be their main attacking output, which isn't something we've always seen. He's also been like a left wing back during his time at Brighton, so he's such a versatile player, and you can see that one of the biggest things he has going for him is a great work ethic. So moving to the Premier League leaders at this point in your career, it just seems like he's really up for it, and he just wants to make this cemented and work. And Arteta must love having him around, and on the training pitch in particular, because he's showed so much quality since he's been at Arsenal, and a real positive spirit. He's not one that's come in just to pick up a paycheck or come in the hope of playing European football. He's come in to make a difference. He's not a bench player like we kind of assumed. He wants to challenge for that starting berth. And that's great, because how many times do we see Man City in this position where in January they go, we could probably do with one more option. Let's go to a lower Premier League club, buy their best player, and they just sit on the bench and do nothing. I'm thinking of the Wilfred Bonnies of this world. Instead, Trossard's come in and gone, I'm the one that can help you get over the line here. And there'll be a lot of Arsenal fans with Trossard on the back of their shirt next season if he helps them do that, 100%.
Yeah, I think it highlights the importance of keeping Premier League proven players in the Premier League as well, especially if you're challenging for the top half. You want to buy players from teams below you that are the best players at their clubs. And I think obviously City have done that with Jack Grealish as well. They took him off Villa and added him to their Arsenal. And it's just options off the bench usually. But I think Trossard's making an argument to be a starter for Arsenal because he's that kind of ambitious player, isn't he? He's played in a club in Brighton who haven't achieved as much yet as he'd probably like personally. But at Arsenal, I think he could get some silverware under his belt because what is he, 27, 28 now? And he's kind of flown under the radar until the last couple of years. So it's his opportunity to prove a point, and I think he's doing that brilliantly.
And he showed his quality because each of his assists were brilliant. Like his awareness of where his new teammates are always shows how intelligent he is as a footballer and how well integrated into the training camp he must be. Because I just think that for Arsenal now, you have to wonder where the ball is coming from. Because down the middle, they've got Odegaard and his creativity, Saka on the right, Trossard on the left. There's so many different dimensions of how Arsenal can attack you now. He's just added some more depth to that. And Jesus is back now. He's back in the squad. He'll probably play some minutes in Europe this week, and that'll be huge for Arsenal. Because I watched the Sporting game as well, and I was a bit underwhelmed by him, to be totally honest. I thought some of their depth really underperformed, and Sporting looked excellent in moments. And I thought they could have taken that game. Now Arsenal are at home with Jesus back. Yeah, they'll probably walk that. They'll probably get through it without any trouble. So it just depends on where their kind of priorities lie for the rest of the season, whether they feel they can push for both. The thing with Arsenal is we're going to keep singing their praises until the end of April. And then hopefully we still will.
Absolutely.
But we'll see how that run goes. Because I think it's Man City, Chelsea, Newcastle and Brighton, 4 games in a row. It's a really, really difficult period. And if they get through that, then hand them the title.
Well, since the City defeat, they've won, I think, 5 in a row, which I think is an emphatic response to what was the biggest game of their season. So they've passed so many tests, I think, on the road to this potential title. Absolutely. And players like Trossard coming into the team have only made that less problematic than it could have been. They could have had a wobble at any point, and I think that consistency is so important in this league, especially when you've got a team like City breathing down your neck.
Yeah, both the January signings, you just look at now and think that was exactly what they needed in those moments, that Premier League assurance and quality that's going to carry them over the line. And not only have they won those games since the City game, some of them have been, like you say, challenges, like last-minute winners or coming from behind. They've just got the right sort of spirit. So this one seemed a lot more routine, actually, and that's a testament to how good they are, because Fulham have made it difficult for a lot of teams this season. They're a very good side, this Fulham side. Now, granted, they're missing João Palhinha, who's inevitably going to make a difference in the midfield, especially with the way he breaks play up. And I think he's made more tackles in the Premier League this season than any other player. He knows how to stop things. Not having him did give Arsenal a lot of freedom to attack Fulham, but still, you have to give them credit for the way that they unpicked quite a tight Fulham defence, actually.